So today, are you there? Oh, so, all right. So may I begin? Is that okay? So we're here to discuss BCA. Is that everyone else's understanding? Yes? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold on.
All right.
BCA, first you had, the first item on the agenda, Ellen, is actually that insurance thing, just to clean up really quick. Remember
okay.
EI?
Oh, yeah, I didn't get the agenda. Okay, so we'll,
Yeah,
let's
it's
do
all in
that.
the shared folder. So there's only 2 items on the agenda, the ethics and this one. And Patty, did you want to share what Bill Brockman told you?
Yeah, I spoke with Bill Brockman regarding that policy. He said that it's not something we have to keep. His recommendation would be to just leave it in there. But if you really want to delete it, you can.
It's not
Okay.
required, but he suggested keeping it.
Okay. So,
Not quite sure why, but that's fine.
right.
No harm.
Maybe some placeholder of some nature.
Mhm.
Do we have any discussion around this?
I'm okay with keeping it.
Okay.
I don't feel strongly.
Erica or Nathan?
Erica said she didn't feel strongly.
I don't have any feelings either way. It's not a controversial.
No, it's kind of benign. Yeah.
I'd like to take the recommendation of the business manager with weight and say if he thinks it's worthwhile keeping around for some reason, I would rather go with his professional suggestion and keep it.
Okay. I would agree with that. If he says that we should keep it, I would trust that there must be a reason, knowing his skill in all the areas of the finance area. All right, so is there any more discussion? All right, so can we put it to a vote? All those in favor of keeping EI as is, maybe say something out loud so I can hear you.
Aye.
Okay.
Yep.
Point of order.
Yes.
Yes, Trev.
There wasn't a motion on the floor. There wasn't anything suggesting they delete the policy, so you shouldn't need a vote to keep it.
Oh, thank you. So, okay, so everything I just did is erased?
Yeah, we usually just sort of just do a consensus
Okay,
if there's not going to be a change. Yeah.
okay, no change, so we'll just agree to keep it. Is that okay, Trevor?
Yeah, and if you wanted to make a change, you can, or if you just wanted to mark it as reviewed, it's up to you. But if you're just keeping it as is, you don't need a vote.
Okay, thank you. Okay, great. So we'll leave that one aside and we'll go to BCA, okay?
So,
right.
Trevor, I'll let you. Was it you or Nate? One of you talked to Drummond Woodsum about code of ethics and got some suggestions.
Right, Trevor.
It wasn't me.
That was me. So yeah, talk to Peter Felmley, and the document that you have is what he sent back. At the bottom are any suggestions, the main suggestions he made, basically inserted in our policy. Could you scroll to the bottom, Lori?
Yeah.
It's that, she made that comment.
You zoom in a little.
Suggesting we should clarify 16, and then that bold on the bottom he feels would be sufficient for an enforcement mechanism in our existing policies and state law.
Okay. So he did, okay, right, and commented. What does the commented piece say? Does that have impact on us?
He just saying we might want to clarify what we meant by compromise. That was a suggestion.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I didn't see that.
But he
That
didn't.
might-
He didn't write a definition.
Okay.
So you can leave it, or someone could suggest wording in place of compromise or defining compromise.
Well, we also have 2 other documents to look at related to this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, because I can only look at one at a time because they're
No, let's look at
They're
this one.
doc-
I'm just saying, I don't want it to be the final recommendation of the committee right now, because we looked at, I contacted Charlotte Bates at MSMA, and then we looked at Robert's rules as well. So we
Okay.
have the three, I think, to look at. Thank you.
Did you send those to everybody? Are they in my email?
Charlotte's is, Robert's rules, I'm not sure I did, I'm sorry, but it's a very short period, it's a very short part of it, but I just wanted, so I can say it, I think, today. We talked about it at one of the meetings
Mhm.
on BCA in previous time.
That isn't it.
Okay, so we look at the one from the lawyer first.
That was the one I just showed you.
Right, so we had that one. Okay, so then, okay, if you're searching.
That's the
for
only
the
thing I
minutes
had.
Under, I'm sorry?
That was the only one I had.
Oh,
Was that one I just put up there?
did the other people have Charlotte's? MMA?
It's the first time hearing about it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw anything.
Oh, okay.
So this is what was in the folder from Ray. The
Right.
agenda, the current policy,
Yeah,
and then the what Trevor shared with us, the comments on our current policy from the lawyer.
okay, all right. Well, okay, just a technical issue here. Is there any way, I have no idea how I would go back and transfer my Charlotte Bates to you guys.
Well, is it an email?
Was it an email or a document?
Yeah.
Just forward it.
Just forward it to everybody here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can rejoin the meeting.
You don't have to even leave the meeting. If
And
you
if you hit,
if you hit the little tiny, you see up at the top, you have the
Yep.
grid.
Yeah,
If you hit the small one, it just makes everybody tiny, and you can see your screen, the rest of your screen.
oh, okay.
And then you can just open whatever windows you want. I can stop screen sharing, and you can just share yours instead of sending it if you'd like. So I
Share it.
stopped screen share. So now once you open that document in Zoom, you could just go to screen share and share your screen. I'll make sure.
Right, I'm not sure I can do that, but oh gosh, okay. All right. Oh, share. Okay, so I have to leave the meeting and come back? I tell you,
So
So
at the
go,
bottom,
Ellen, do you have your Gmail pulled up?
why what?
Do you have your Gmail pulled up?
No, I don't. I'm still on the full screen.
Okay, so hit escape.
Hit exit full screen.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hit full, okay, exit full screen. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now go, I'm trying to remember what your screen looks like here.
You might have,
There-
if you've got the little M down on your start bar, do you have the M for your email?
When I leave the meeting, I'll cancel that. All right. No, I just have mute and
do you
stop
have just the little yellow button to like minimize that window?
No, I have a chat. That's all.
No, up in the top corner.
Oh, minimize the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, the square?
Yeah.
No, see, I get to you. Now I just have one person on the full screen.
I mean, okay. I don't know because I'm on a Mac, so I don't know what it looks like on a Chromebook. Okay.
Yeah, there should be like a little straight in the upper right-hand corner. You should have just like a dash, and that should be able to minimize all of Zoom.
I
And
know
make
it's
it like
yeah.
one little square. Yep.
Okay, so now I can go back to my email.
Mhm. And we can still see you and hear you, even though you don't see anything else right now but yourself. Yeah.
Okay, I won't talk to myself then. I'll go to-
All right. And then you can either send the email to someone, or once you open the email, you could go back and share your screen with everybody.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right, come on.
If you send it to me, I'll just put it on the screen for everybody.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I will do that then. Here we go. Let me find Charlotte. Come on, Charlotte. Okay, let me look for Charlotte.
Did you send me the email?
Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I hate moments like this. Hang on, I'm sorry. Policy minutes. No, nope, that's too early. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So. Lord. Okay, here it comes. Get it now?
Well, let me refresh.
From Charlotte Bates.
Not yet. Oh, we're spinning again. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the email to come, Ellen, but what did you,
She had. Should we
what did she
discuss-
suggest, or do you remember what it was about it that you thought we
Yes.
needed, or?
Yes. Okay. She indicated that the that any action on a code of ethics is not a mandatory or enforceable by law in the state of Maine.
Okay.
Okay. So, but she offered a couple of different options,
Here, I'll show you guys.
which were a little. Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
have
they
the
were-
email. Is that what I'm looking at right now?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
okay. So she kind of bullets different options of what actions we could take. Because that's what we had mentioned at the last meeting. Well, what would we do? We have no actions.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so she has a couple of different, do you want to look through it and then we can discuss it?
Yeah. I'm trying to make it so everybody can see it. I don't know if that's big enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Did we send it out through email? Because I haven't gotten it yet.
I think she only sent it to me. I'll try to, it's hard to screen share and forward to you guys, but I'll.
I just sent it to Lori. I'm sorry, I thought it was sent out to everyone before this meeting, so.
That's all right. I can forward the email to everybody right now real quick.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody? I think I got everybody. And Elizabeth. Nate, your phone's loud. Are you typing?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I thought that was you, Lori. I was like, oh.
That's a
it's
loud
fast.
keyboard. All right. So now everybody has the email, but I've got it up there if you can
Okay.
see it. But she's listed what's happening here. And that, you know, honestly, Ellen, that looks a lot like what the lawyer suggested you add at the bottom. Just saying, hey, if you violate this, you could get removed from your committee
Right.
or worse.
Right. exactly. And Robert's rules, if I can just say, is similar too.
Yeah.
So, but I just wanted to, we had said we would investigate all three parts.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be quiet.
Let me know when you guys are ready to flip back to the policy itself.
Let me know when you want us to make comments.
Yes. Do you want to make comments while the screen is up?
Well, just a reflection of history. There was a time when the board decided the spokesperson for the board should not be the chair, but should be another designated person.
Mhm.
And despite that effort, the existing chair made comments and became problematic. And so there are times when the chair may be the party that needs to be reminded of these issues or ethics policies and practices. So, and I think somewhere in Robert's rules, they probably talk about how, if the offending party is the chair, the vice
Yeah.
chair, or another designated person could be the party that maybe takes this up with the chair. So the chair obviously would be a good choice usually. Hopefully the chair is fair and non-partial and follows the board's directives. But if perchance the person who's causing the concern is the chair itself, there would need to be somebody else that can take that role, which could be the vice chair or any other designated person by the board.
Right.
Hey, Lori, can you flip back to the existing policy? Because I feel like there was some language around that, or we certainly discussed the vice chair as
It
an
wasn't in
option.
the policy, but hold on. Every time I
Did,
open one, I have to go back.
But each one of them, but, well, Robert's rules addresses it and so does Charlotte. So that, may
And
I
so
state?
does our lawyer. Like, so I can go back. This is our current policy with the suggestions from the lawyer, right? And
Yes.
the lawyer is suggesting down at the bottom, it's just a statement like, it doesn't verify who would be the one talking to that person. If you wanted to
Right.
add that, you could.
Right. So,
You want to add a number 7 underneath this or
right.
before this bold part here. I
Yes.
don't see my cursor. Like you could put something about,
Committee
something
will
from
usually
what
recommend-
Charlotte and Robert, something about the board chair will address.
Right.
Or perhaps it could be the chair or
Designate.
another person
Or designee. Yeah.
designated. Yeah.
Well, some of them said a 3-person ad hoc committee.
That's a lot. That seems
Oh.
like a lot because I feel like
Yeah.
90% of these would get handled by someone pulling the person aside and talking to them and saying, knock it off.
I think it's a little bit of the tail wagging the dog there. But I remember seeing that 3-person committee now that you mention it. And
Mhm.
and let's try to keep it as simple as possible. Then you get into who are the 3 people, and it can be a real commotion. Whereas if it's a designated person or just one person, I think it's a little bit easier to manage.
Yes.
I
Well, I
can't
think
edit
I'd like
on
to
this,
vote.
but
Maybe the chair and the co-chair.
let's see if I can.
I guess I would vote for something like that. I'm not making a formal vote. I'm just saying my input would be that we have at least 2 people looking at it.
Well, I think you could say board chair and or a designee, and then so it'd be 2
Okay.
people, but it might only be one person if the board chair is the one doing the offense, right?
If the board chair is doing the offense,
Right. Because
well,
then you're going to have to change it up a little and ask for some other designee to handle it. That's why I think you just leave it open. Like,
oh, okay. Because they talk about a vote. I mean, that it goes to the board.
maybe there's a recommendation made to the board after somebody.
Mhm.
The way like, if you think about these things when they happen, usually it's somebody like, his mouth gets going before their head, right? their brain, and you want to be able, like, the board might want to, someone might want to make a recommendation or take an action, but most of it's probably going to get handled by the board chair or somebody sitting down and talking to that person and sort of straightening it out or figuring out how to fix it.
Okay.
So I've gotten 2 complaints this year in reference to this policy. And both times I've just had a phone call, an open, honest phone call, and the issue's resolved itself. No problem.
Oh, and you didn't bring,
And
you don't
it's-
even mention it to the board then? Okay.
I don't feel there's a need to. I mean, this is between the person who the complaint was made against and the board chair. And if obviously the behavior continues, then I bring it up. But,
Yeah, and Trevor, you did mention it at one meeting. You highlighted something that, you know, hey.
I did.
Yeah, but it was, you know, I wasn't.
Hello?
I was
can't hear
nosy.
anything.
Is that Nathan? We can hear you.
What's
Nathan.
going on? I just lost all sound.
Oh, we hear
Not
you,
me.
Trevor.
I'm muted.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, Trevor, we can hear you.
Hold on. What the heck?
Trevor, you're coming in clear to us, even though you think there's a problem.
Yeah. I just typed to him in the chat in case he can see that.
Beautiful weather, isn't it?
I know. The garden is so happy though.
It is.
My
Oh,
whole,
it's
Have
stopped.
done.
It's beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
good to have rain.
my whole front lawn.
Pretty bright.
I'm confused about what's happening. Trevor's cut off or something?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And then my internet was unstable, so I couldn't tell if you could hear me or not.
Right, that happens.
I can hear
It
it.
was stable.
You know, I don't think this needs to be made into a big deal. I mean, I think it's fine for us to have language in there that says that, you know, if you really screw up, then there are consequences for your actions.
Okay,
But I mean, you know,
I would
think
just make it something like the chair or other designated person. It doesn't have to be very complicated. I agree.
So right before the in addition to, I understand that. Above that or below that, you would just need a sentence or two. Someone needs to craft it though, because we don't have right here doing all the crafting, putting it in ahead of time. You need to craft some kind of sentence that says, you know, like you know, that,
this is all eyes.
you know,
Okay.
I don't know,
Maybe
possible
after the statement.
possible
maybe-
violations of the code of ethics should be reported to the board chair and or a board designee or something like that. And then underneath you say, you've made a statement that the person understands that they're going to be sanctioned.
Mhm. Okay,
And then it's a kind of,
I like your proposed language.
okay. That's easy, right?
yep. Patty, did you get something that you could read back from my gibberish?
I have possible violations will be reported to the board chair and or designee, but then I lost the rest of it.
I think that's all you need to say.
Okay.
And then, because they already understand that they could be removed, or you could add it to that
Right.
last statement that the lawyer suggested in bold that I've got up here, either before or after, or right in with.
You mean the one with in addition to?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's simple.
Maybe right after, I think it would go after it, like after other appropriate action, like, or maybe it's another whole sentence separate. And like this would be number 17 because it's a statement that the board member is agreeing to.
You mean the
Yeah.
in
Make
addition
this a
to
number
you
17.
or what you said?
Yeah.
So should
Sorry.
it start with I just to keep the format? I understand that violations will be reported to the board chair or designee, or is that not
Yep.
important?
Put that right in front of
I
in.
think that's good.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And that my failure to abide by these may result in.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Can you say that one?
Okay.
And by what?
Yes, yeah, what did you say, Ellen? I understand that.
I understand that any violations of the ethics will be reported to the board chair and or designee.
Mm-hmm.
And that my failure to abide by these.
Thank you. That was what you said. I understand. Right. Instead of violating,
Yeah,
okay, I understand my failure to abide.
by these core principles. Yeah.
Yep.
But then you can't lose that part about sanctions established by statute. So you gotta
No.
fit that in somewhere too, Patty, and not leave it out.
So, all right, so now we need a motion.
Well, okay, but we're not all done yet, because did you want to act on the two suggestions, the minor suggestions that Peter gave?
Oh, okay. In the comments, can you, because I never got those. Can you just focus on the comments?
First one,
Yes.
he just wanted to say that you might want to state that members should abide by federal law in number 5. I will abide by the laws of the
Oh.
state and the regulations. Maybe it should say, I will abide by state and federal laws and the regulations formulated by the government. Does that work, Deke?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the other
So
suggestion,
how would that full sentence read? Because I have it up on my screen too.
I
so
will
can see it.
recognize at all times that the school board of which I'm a member is an agent of the state, and as such, I will abide by state and federal laws and the regulations
Gotcha.
formulated by the Maine Department of Education and by
Gotcha. I just wasn't sure where
Yeah.
federal fit in there. Perfect.
Maine and Federal Board of
So
Education?
instead of saying laws of the state, we just say abide by state and federal laws,
Okay,
or federal and state, or whatever.
thank you.
And then the last suggestion, which I don't know how you would word it or if it's necessary, but he suggested defining the word compromise. But I feel like you could
Oh.
say,
In this instance, compromise doesn't mean come together.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially.
It means corrupt or impair or make a big problem
right.
through
That's what
inappropriate.
lawyers do, right? They spend a lot of time looking for words that might cause an issue, but I don't know what you would, I can look in the thesaurus for a different word other than compromise.
Because we had that issue with derogatory, so let's see if we
Right.
can put it into behavioral terms.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm fine with if we want to think about it, but I don't want us to try to get too lawyery
Right.
and define what compromise may or may not be, so
Right.
that we end up pigeonholing ourselves.
Word.
Use a thesaurus, see if you find another choice. If you have a visual thesaurus, it's very effective.
Concession. No. These are the different. I don't know, because it's not
Impair.
giving me the right definition.
I would try impair. IMPAIR.
Yeah.
Makes it difficult. So it would impair what the board does. Interfere might be too strong. Impair is a little bit
Mhm.
more general.
It's not, I have slow internet.
Have synonyms for impair.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. There we go. It's not coming. Here it goes. Like, oh.
Blunt, damage, diminish.
Undermine?
Undermine,
Undermine sounds good.
yeah, that's.
Is
a good
undermine
one.
more clear than compromise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I like impair too.
We're getting so wordsmithy.
Not that I really enjoy getting down in the weeds, but I do prefer impair over undermine.
Okay. I have no claim. I wasn't confused by the word compromise. So.
Okay, impair is broader maybe in term. Okay. All right, so
So substituting the word compromise, say impair.
impair, and then we can vote on it? Okay. Impair the board or administration. Impair them?
Yeah, I like the word compromise, but it's not my say. I know that Peter said to define it, but
That's
compromise, because compromise doesn't just mean impair. It could also mean like you're hurting someone's
reputation.
or
Mhm.
like we're talking about privileged information. We're talking about outing somebody's information that you have privilege to because you were in an executive session or something.
Right.
Like,
all right, settle it to compromise and see, and then it has, but you know why too? Because it has a positive meaning too, compromise. You're working together.
Yeah, but I mean, in context, it's clearly.
I know it's not, but I'm just thinking.
Lori, first trying to get into the meeting.
oh, sorry, I didn't know he was trying. I can't see it all at once when I'm on screen share. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just pulled it up on my other screen here. Compromise, to bring into disrepute or danger by indiscreet, foolish, or reckless behavior.
Find that one too, yeah. Bring into disrepute or danger.
Cause to become vulnerable or function less efficiently. I mean, I don't have a problem with compromise.
Yeah. I think in context, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, but if the committee thinks that it's not, if compromise is not as good as impair, I'm
back. Sorry about that.
Oh, good. Are you back?
I am. I don't know what happened.
Technology.
I think everybody came up with stuff, Trevor, except for we're now just wrestling with, do we leave the word compromise or put a different word in? On number 16.
Right, that's our issue right now.
Instead of compromise, I suggest impair, and someone else came up with undermine.
Yeah, both of those sound good to me.
Okay. Well,
undermine is kind of strong.
Undermine is a little.
Impair is a little gentler, perhaps. I don't know.
What if we used all three?
Compromise, impair, or undermine. Okay.
Well, it covers more bases. I don't know. Is one more behaviorally? I'm wondering why he is concerned about it. I wish we had known, maybe.
He just wrote that he wasn't sure people.
Here it is. I see it. I'm trying to read it.
You might want to clarify what.
I mean, but it's talking.
Compromise.
Yeah, I mean, it's talking in direct relation to, like Lori said, the information that we may get in executive session, or so I will respect the confidentiality of privileged information and make no individual decisions or commitments that might compromise the board or administrations. I don't have a problem with compromise.
That's right. Right, because it would be a leak of privileged information.
I'm okay with what Erica says, that I think in the context, compromised is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to add the other two words to make it compromise, impair, or undermine, I guess I could live with that.
All right.
So I think someone needs to make a motion about all these changes and suggest what they want for number 60.
Yes. So if someone could make a motion to, right.
So I will make a motion that we modify code, the policy BCA, that on item 5, we include federal laws in
Mhm.
addition to state, that we modify number 16, that we will make no individual decisions or commitments that might compromise, impair, or undermine the board or administration, and to adopt the language that Patty so delightfully put in for new number 17. I understand that my failure to abide by these core principles may be reported to the chair or designee and results in removal and in addition to any sanction established by statute.
Seconded.
Seconded? Good, okay. Any more discussion? Okay. Okay, all those in favor of the changes proposed, please say aye.
I,
Aye.
All those against it say no? Okay, and so it's accepted.
Can you tell me who seconded that?
Nathan? Yes, Nathan?
It would have been me.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Good. All right.
So that will go to first reading.
Yes. Please. Great.
So,
Okay.
are we having a policy meeting on July 20th? Or will we wait? Will that just be to establish new folks? New committee?
Oh, good question. What did we say?
You guys, we talked about ideas, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so the 14th is the election,
Our next
Oh.
board meeting is the 20th. Did
right?
you want to have a policy meeting on the 20th at 4:30 before the board meeting?
I'm just trying to think.
there's usually a full board meeting, which gives an opportunity for selection of the chair and then the chair to discuss with everyone and everyone to discuss with each other these assignments. You know, sometimes you might get nobody wanting to be on a committee or something, and you never know exactly how it's all going to flush out. And so having a general meeting allows, if there's some imbalance or something that needs to be addressed, it allows the chair to take steps to address it in the board meeting, and shortly thereafter the committees are established and choose their own chair where appropriate.
And I believe we said last meeting that we had, that there wasn't anything particularly pressing, that this was sort of the last open item that we wanted to address. Is that still true?
It is true, except we never approved the student handbooks for the 2021 school year. And so the administrators have their updated handbooks. So it's up, we could do that in August. I don't think it's that big a deal. And usually you guys just look them over. It's not really a motion or anything that has to be made, but usually the principals send in their changes to the handbooks and you guys, you know, get a chance to comment, discuss, or make suggestions. That was actually, the administrators were told that July 20th would be that day that they'd have to have their handbooks ready to present to you guys, but there's no reason why. It's a little bit like the cows are already out of the barn if you do it in August, because they probably have already been posted and distributed to people when school's starting. But and my guess is that changes to handbooks are going to just reflect new procedures around COVID. And
Oh,
and the other big, and there's some legal things that have to go in student and faculty handbooks coming up this year. A big one is that Title IX has had some significant changes, which is going to result in policy changes that I'll have to bring to you guys in the fall, because Title IX regulations have expanded and put there's a lot more steps we have to do in investigations of Title IX violations now, which includes sexual harassment. Essentially, they've now included sexual harassment as a form of, not sexual abuse, what's the word I'm looking for? Yes. So like they lumped it all together, but they also have put a bunch of protections in for someone who's being accused, because, you know, and this is really for the colleges, they've had like 600 cases in the last couple of years of Title IX, of sexual assaults on college campuses that then are dismissed, but the person who's accused reputation has been destroyed. And so they have now put protections in for people who are accused respondents.
Expanded due process.
Yes, thank you, Deke. so anyway, so I have like 50 pages of stuff to go through and then match it up to our policies and see what we need to fix for next fall. But I wanted to just give you guys that heads up that some of that I might ask principals to put some of that in the handbook so that it's there when school starts. That would be the only thing that sticks out to me. And then, like I said, just the usual changes to handbooks around rules and procedures in schools. So.
Okay.
I would allow it to be done in August for final approval because I'm, this COVID stuff is still evolving, and I'd like to give the administration more time to make sure those things are okay and workable and fair and all these other things. Unless there's some other reason to rush it, I'm okay with doing it in August.
Okay. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. I mean, I would hope at this point they're all working on them, but they're all on vacation right now.
Oh, good. That's important too. Okay, so we don't have another, and I'm fine. So we won't have a policy meeting. I thought we had one scheduled on July 6th.
No.
No?
Just a special budget meeting, right? For the
Okay.
board.
Okay, I wrote it down, so I just want to make sure. So then our next get together is July 20th for everything? That's the board meeting?
That's a regular board meeting, but you're not going to have a policy meeting before that. Is what I'm hearing.
That's good. Yeah, let people
get settled into their new committees.
Right.
And then whenever the next board meeting is in August would be the first policy meeting with the new board.
Okay.
Okay. And that'll be the agenda item, other than selecting a chair for the policy committee, would be to look at student handbooks.
Okay. All right.
That's an easy one for a new group to start with too, because there's usually no motions to be made, no voting to do. You're just listening and giving feedback, right?
Okay. Policy handbooks and elected chair. Okay. Very good. Okay, thank you. Then, is there anything else?
It's been lovely working with you. Thank you for the introduction to school board committees this year, policy team.
Yeah. Patty, thank you for subbing in today. And if any of you stick with policy, my new assistant will be starting next Monday. Her name's Jody, and she'll be taking over policy once she gets settled in. Maybe her and Patty will do one together as she gets trained.
Oh, good.
She'll be taking over.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, great. So then we will see you all back on the 20th.
I move to adjourn.
Wait a second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Bye.
Yes, you too.
Bye, thank you.
Patty, you all set, you think?
No, can you hold on a minute? What's the date of August that we're going to have the next meeting?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I
just wanted to- And did you hear who I was so caught up on that date. I didn't catch who motioned to adjourn and who seconded. Did you hear it?
I thought it was Erica and Nate.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to do that then.
We're going to argue in the minutes if it's not that anyway. They all shouted out.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Okay, so I'll put this stuff together and I'll send it. Do you want me to send it to you and to Ellen, or just to Ellen?
Next Monday's board meeting is just a budget thing, right?
I think so, yeah.
For August on the calendar.
You see.
So
Yeah, because that's the 6th. So that's preparation for that, right?
17th.
August 17th, you think?
I think so.
Okay,
I don't see any before that that's on a Monday, and if it wasn't a Monday, it wouldn't be a regular meeting.
right, correct. Okay, so I'll put the
So,
17th on.
there might be budget meetings, but the next like regular meeting I see is August 17th,
Okay,
and I scheduled it. Did I write anything in it? I didn't. I didn't write regular meeting or anything. I think it is. I think I would go ahead and put August 17th. That is soon enough for these guys to get their act together.
and did you want me to send this to you and Ellen for proofing or just to Ellen?
Yeah, send it to me just to make sure
Okay.
that. Yep.
That way, if I've missed something, you can just let me know.
He
and-
always follows our lead, and
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
thanks for waking late for us.
Oh, sure, no problem, anytime.
What are you gonna do?
All right, you have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.